Girl, how could you not feel insecure when you're obsessed with being everybody else but yourself? Isn't it wild how you can try to do everything in your power to change, but it's still never enough? Why can't I have what they have? Why can't I do what they do? Why can't I be them? The problem with that is you typically pick a person to compare yourself to that's not even cut from the same cloth as you. The harsh reality is that no matter how hard you try, you can't force yourself to be someone else when you were literally created to be you. And I know that because that's how I used to live. Where I come from, if you weren't like everybody else, you had no way of fitting in. Being in that space around those people made me feel like I was the problem. I grew up in a very, very small town in Rhode Island. Everyone dressed the same, they all talked the same, acted the same. All the families knew each other, little family parties were done together. And even though I was technically on the inside, I always felt like an outsider. I grew up with them, but somewhere down the line, I convinced myself that I could become them. But best believe that I tried. I did everything I could to fix myself, changed how I look by getting my first weave and playing in my mom's makeup, changed the way I acted, how I showed up, copying all the trends that they were following. I can vividly remember coming home from school so many times and be like, Mommy, all the girls at school have go shoes. I gotta get go shoes. And what'd she do? She ran to get the go shoes because my mom, she would do anything that she can to make sure that me and my siblings never felt like we were lacking. The point is, I was cosplaying, trying to be something that I was not. And even though I did all the things and got all the things, I still was not them. And that was made entirely clear. Basically, I was the line leader in second grade, designated by my teacher. And she told me that I had to get my whole class in line, right? I'm making sure that everybody's in alphabetical order. And I see one girl who is a C last name standing at the front of the line. I said, hey, you're not supposed to be standing there. We're supposed to be in alphabetical order. This girl looks me up and down one time and she goes, this is why I wish Black people were never allowed to come to this school. When I tell you I was flabbergasted, first of all, who taught you that? We were like 7 years old. Who said that in front of you that made you think that that was okay to say to me, to my face? All because I'm the damn line leader. But from that moment on, I realized, yeah, I'm different. And they saw it too. That one moment, that one girl was engraved in my mind for so long because I was like, no matter what I do, I'm never going to amount to them. I thought that because I was different and this girl had pointed out that I was different, that everybody's thinking the same thing as her. But it finally dawned on me, it wasn't a problem that I was different. It was only a problem because I was literally trying to be something I was never even supposed to be. And that's what so many people are still doing deep into adulthood. I know my childhood lore is not the only one out there. And I know that I'm not the only one who went through this. And I know that there's still some people who are having their identity crisis in their 20s, 30s, 40s. So us girlies, we got to stick together. Open up the hotlines. Hello?
Hey, Treese. I love to create. But everyone in my family's a doctor. My parents always compare me to them and tell me I'm wasting my potential. I don't know. I'm just starting to think they might be right.
Story of my life, girl. Isn't it so funny how the most pressure to become something that you're not comes from your family? They see that you got the same genetics passed down, the hair, the smile, the body type, and they think that the brains, the drive, the motivation, and the want to become what they became is there too. But that couldn't be further from the truth. And it's honestly really sad because I feel like a lot of people get stuck in that trap of thinking that they have to be what their family wants them to be. I think that happens because we're heavily influenced by the environments that we're in, especially when we're younger. I mean, all the people, places, and things that you're around when you're young is what builds your identity. So for a lot of people, they don't realize that there is another way of living if they're so used to only seeing one way. Then they end up doing and being something that they never even wanted to be in the first place. But just because everyone else is doing something doesn't mean that you have to do it too. Genuinely think about it. Imagine everybody did the same things. Everyone was doctors and nurses and teachers and whatever. Do you know how boring the world would be? We'd have no singers, no actors, no artists, no crazy influencers making a fool of their damn selves on the internet. Basically, no entertainment. Who wants to live like that? Not me. You know who you are. You know what you like, what you dislike, and what you want to do with your life. You're not a child anymore, so you don't gotta play follow the leader with your parents. So use that free will of yours and be who you want to be and do what you want to do. Now you better get off this line and go create something so I can root for you from the sidelines. I'll be waiting. Hello?
Hey, Treese. I don't know what to do. I just don't want to be me anymore. Sometimes I wish I could just wake up as someone else. One of the girls that everyone just automatically likes.
Girl, Your first mistake was wanting to be liked by everyone in the first place. Out here acting like it's the damn end all be all and like you'll stop breathing if you don't get validation and approval from the people around you. Now don't get me wrong, I used to be just like you, wanting to be liked and accepted and adored by everybody. But let me tell you what that gets you. Nothing. You just end up becoming a warped version of yourself that you honestly don't even like. You don't even actually want to be like the people that you look up to and idolize. You just think that by having their life, you can avoid the things you refuse to accept about yourself. Like being too tall or being too short, having a big nose, having birth-giving hips, having a crooked smile, wrinkles before 25, doing cosplay as a hobby, being a Disney adult. The list goes on. The only difference between you and the people you wish you were is that they're confident in themselves, and you're not. They own every part of themselves, even the things that they hate. Girl, you gotta realize that you can change everything on the outside, like your hair, your makeup, your clothes, the people you hang out with, the environments that you put yourself in. You can deadass build yourself a whole new life, but that's not gonna change how you feel inside. You're gonna still feel inadequate. You're going to still feel like you're not enough. You're going to still feel like you don't even know who the hell you are because you simply haven't accepted that you're not like everyone else. In your head, it's a flaw, but in reality, that's the whole point. You will literally never be enough if you keep measuring yourself against someone you were never even meant to be. Me personally, I love being me, and I want that for you too. But until then, go easy on yourself, and I'll see you next time.